Happy Hump Day! Hey, happy Hump Day, happy Hump Day. Oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. February is quickly coming to a close. I am so glad to be here with you guys today. Welcome to the Comfort Zone. This is the place you come to when you can begin to realize if you're ready to step out of your comfort zone or not. It's not always an easy thing to do, but everything you want is outside your comfort zone. But it's very, very easy to stay inside your comfort zone because it's comfortable and cozy and you know what to expect in there. I'm your host, Donna E. Williams. Glad to be back with you again. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about how I began to step out of my comfort zone and the different experiences that helped me do that. Because it's not as easy as you think. It's it requires intention, consistency, desire, to desire to want something better for yourself, the desire to level up, the desire to tell yourself, I can do this. This is possible for me. The biggest thing that you can have to help you is support. The support of friends, the support of family, the support of outside people. I am definitely willing to support you. You could always come to me. You can leave a comment. If you want me to reach out to you, email, text, whatever, we can connect. Connect with me, like my QR code says. Connect with me and let's talk. If you need me to support you, I'm here for you. So I want to start with telling you about my journey. I touched about a few things in the first two episodes when I talked about my cancer journey and I talked about becoming a mom and I talked about my caregiver journey. But I touched slightly on them. I didn't get into what about them helped me to step outside of my comfort zone. My cancer journey helped me to step outside of my comfort zone because, like I said before, I told the therapist all the stuff that was going on in my life, and I talked to her about everything, but I didn't talk to her about me. And then she said, okay, enough about that. We're going to take everything off your plate and we're going to concentrate on you. And I was like, what? That was my first glimpse into caregiving, like to know that I needed to take care of me. And how would I have been able to be successful in this journey of beating cancer if I didn't take care of me? I don't want to think about that because I didn't. I did what she told me to do. Let's put it that way. I did what she told me to do. And one of the things she said was I needed to set boundaries. Taking care of me was a very, very difficult thing because I had never done it. It was something that was very unfamiliar to me, and I was not accustomed to doing it. And now it's been that way my entire life. Remember, I told you at the age of 10, I was caring for my mother. So I, and my brother and my sister, and not caring for them in the way that you think, like washing their clothes and doing all of these things, and you're not having a life. I mean, I did majority of what I did was taking care of them, and I was a caregiver. But I did have a life too. I was able to do things, work, go to school, play, go out, hang out, do all kinds of things like that. But honestly, taking care of myself like I should, I was not. I was a smoker, a cigarette smoker for 33 years. That is not taking care of yourself. And I remember one day when I said, asked myself, I said, I had this thought in my head like, do you really love you? Because you kept saying, I love me. I said, I love me. I love me. But the thought was, do you really? You smoke cigarettes. How could you possibly love yourself if this is what you're doing? because you're damaging your body. I have to say, God is good. I did not have lung cancer. I had breast cancer. And I remember when they checked my lungs and everything, by that time I was diagnosed with cancer, I had stopped smoking. I had stopped smoking in 2004. January 14th, 2004 was when I had my last cigarette. I still remember the day. I remember because it's 7 days after my sister's birthday. And I remember 2004 because a few months after that, we went to Vegas for a wedding. And Vegas is the sin capital of the world where they smoke, drink, and do all kinds of stuff. And I also found out I was a diabetic that same year. That's another story. I got plenty of them because I've lived 64 years. So when you live this long, you got some things to talk about. Okay, so boundaries. Setting boundaries for myself, to be a caregiver to myself, to do self care for myself that I had never done before. I didn't even know what to do. I was like, what do I do for self care? What does that look like? So a lot of people think it's massages and it's going to take walks in the park but I'm gonna tell you something. Self care is whatever you want it to be, just as long as it's for you. If that means you just put your feet up and you drink a cup of tea and you read a book, then that's fine. If that means you go to the gym and you work out, that's fine. You take a swim, you go on a vacation, whatever it looks like for you, as long as it's for you. And because I had never did things that were just for me, that was difficult. But I learned. She encouraged me. She gave me tools. She gave me strategies. She gave me assignments of how to put boundaries in place with my mom, how to tell her no. She helped me. She helped me get started on that road. Now, I would like to say that I stayed in that self care journey and I'm still in it today, but I'm not because that's not true. I slipped back and got comfortable and allowed some things to happen that I shouldn't have allowed to happen because here's another thing about stepping outside your comfort zone, knowing when you need to level up. And I needed to level up and understand that I am worth it, that I'm worthy to take care of myself. I'm worthy to step outside of my comfort zone and be okay with just taking care of me. And it's not selfish. You can be selfish when it comes to you and taking care of you. It's okay. It's not that you're forgetting the rest of the world. You're just making sure that you're good. And I never believed I was worthy. So I slipped back into my comfort zone and did not maintain it for as long as I should have. However, I did go back to taking care of me when I wrote the chapter in the book, the anthology, Girl Be Self-ish, when I wrote the chapter. I have been going back into that self-care part of myself and taking myself out of my comfort zone yet again. So that's the beauty of it. You can slip back, but don't stay there. Come out. Help yourself to come out. Get somebody to hold you accountable if necessary so that you'll move on. So when I slipped back, what got me out of it the second time? Becoming a mom. When my friend passed and I became her daughter's guardian, that got me out of my comfort zone again. Because I don't know if I shared this before, but I don't have any of my own children. She's it. It's only her. And I have no one. But I have 5 godchildren. Let me be clear on that. And I have a niece and I have 2 nieces and a nephew. But they don't need me. They have their parents. They love me and I love them. I love all of them. I love all my godchildren. But she's the youngest. And unfortunately, because she lost her mom, I became bonus mom. And that was terrifying. But I didn't know that at the time. My brain, I knew what I had to do. I knew I needed to be her mom. I knew I had to step in. I knew I had to make sure everything was okay. We had to keep the train on the track and keep it moving because we had things to do. So my brain didn't really have a chance to catch up and say, what are you doing? You don't know how to raise a kid. You never had any. What are you doing? The best I know how. That's what I was doing. I made a promise to her mother that I would raise her like my own, and I did. But in the beginning, it was difficult because she's 12. She had 12 years with her mom. How do you deal with that? Well, my mother, God bless her, always reminded me of how much of a pain in the butt I was to her. And she didn't wish that on me with this one, but she let me know when I was complaining and was not happy about things. She's like, well, you were the same way and things like that to help ground me. But I stepped way out of my comfort zone to become a mom at 55 for a 12-year-old. Way out of my comfort zone. She'll be 22 next month. She's a beautiful, beautiful young woman. I'm so proud of her. And I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to truly step out of my comfort zone and step into the role of being a guardian and a bonus mom for her. Because it showed me so much. I learned so much from her. And I'm hoping that she learned some things from me. Only time will tell. So these things help me to step outside of my comfort zone. And the last thing I want to share with you is when I became a person that put my needs first, I slowly got rid of the disease to please. Because when you are able to know your worth and know that you're valuable, you also know that you can say no and it's a complete sentence. You also know that you can be intentional about putting yourself first. And even though there are people who are so used to you putting them first, when you put yourself first, they don't respond very well because that's out of their comfort zone. But you can't be concerned about that because it's yours that matters. Your comfort zone is the only thing that matters because it's you. And when you decide to put yourself first and say no to other people and what you will not tolerate in your life, you're going to get pushback. I guarantee it. But it's okay. It's okay. Keep moving on. Go to your accountability partner, to your best friends, because people who love you understand when you need to put yourself first, and they will not have a problem with it. And if they do, maybe you need to rethink that relationship. I mean, I'm serious. I'm not joking. I'm very serious. So I broke the disease to please when I decided to put myself first. I put myself back on my to-do list And I stepped out of my comfort zone again to put myself back on the to-do list and to be more intentional about my business, which is Donna's Touch LLC, be more intentional about the podcast. I decided to do it. I jumped out and I did it to be more intentional about what I plan to do with my life and how I am going to how I am taking better care of myself and the things that I'm doing to make sure that I level up because I'm leveling up. This is 2025 and I'm leveling up. Okay. So I want to share all of that with you guys. I hope it was impactful. I hope you learned something from it. And please leave a comment. Please subscribe, share, and like. Ooh, I forget to tell y'all to like, subscribe, and share with everyone. And I want to leave you with this. I messed it up last episode, so I'm getting it right this time. Celebrate your life. The more you celebrate your life, the more life there is to celebrate. And you are worth it. So celebrate your life. See you next week on the Comfort Zone. Take care.